Hmong, it's kind of, I guess I could say, original.
Like, the way that Americans act are totally different than the way Koreans act.
I think they might not know that we are basically one happy family.
The Hmong culture actually I think is like more of a gather together.
Having a multicultural background inspires me to learn more about it.
You don't really meet too many people around here that are Filipino too, and when you do, it's like really cool, and it's like, hey, you're my brother, you know.
They fled to Thailand, they had my sister, and then they just immigrated to America for, you know, a better life.
Refugees, we're like people, like peaceful people and stuff until the war came. Then we had to get out.
When my grandma was a little girl, they were conducted into war and stuff. And my grandpa, he traveled out there, and he was one of the people that helped the South Koreans with like medical and stuff. And then when the war was over, she came back with him. And then so from there, it was just, yeah.
My dad is white and my mom is Filipino, from the Philippines. She's Bisaya, but she comes from Cebu, yeah.
Our rituals we do seems to be completely different, such as the people come over in the purifying shaman thing. That I haven't seen any other cultures do that.
The people, they're like, you can see them out there farming, and you only like see that if you go out to the country, and even then it's barely noticeable. And so like, and when they farm, they wear dresses, or they have like these really big straw hats, and they make their own baskets, and they make their own shoes. And I was like, well, they're kind of the artist of the world.
A lot of the words in Spanish and a lot of Filipino words are the same. I think they both, their money system, it's pesos in Spanish and in the Philippines. They just, it has a different worth, like value to it.
I like the language and the written system. I think it's real pretty sounding and looking.
One thing that a lot of people think when they hear like the Philippines, they think of like Magellan and stuff and cannibalism, but it's a lot different than it was back then.
We do this game where you get the stick and get like 3 yards of string, and then you put it around like this cone ball, and then you hold it over to the stick, and then you put it on the ground and you whack it, and then it spins around like a dreidel. So whoever lasts the longest wins.
I make origami. It became a hobby in like elementary school. It's the art of paper folding. You fold paper a certain way and a certain number of times, and you create something like a crane or even a little ball, if you can.
I think the most inspiring thing to me is my grandma. I mean, coming from South Korea to America and adapting so quickly to here, and then still being able to remember some of her family and heritage and still have the clothes.
The younger people are a lot more respective of older people than they are over here, and that like you don't talk back to somebody who has authority over you and stuff like that.
They're great people, they're very nice and friendly. If you can make friends with a Filipino, do so.
Hmong people are everywhere, and their heritage is everywhere, culture is everywhere, if you really look for it.
When you respect where you came from, then you're teaching the ones that are going to go ahead of you to respect you.
I think it makes me diverse from everyone. Even though I don't look very Korean, I know I'm part Korean, and it makes me unique.